What is up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo. Y'all, this full moon lunar eclipse is about to get us so fucking right. I feel like there is this like emotional like clean slate. I feel like there will be emotional order. It's like it's like a purge that I feel like is happening, uprooting the last 6 months to a year, maybe even longer, of like emotional fuckery that has been like plaguing a lot of us. I just, weeds getting pruned, like weeds getting pulled. There's like a, like pruning your spiritual and energetic bush. There's like, we need this. We have needed this. And I feel like full moons are periods of release. Lunar eclipse, that is like an eclipse. I really don't want to explain all of it, but lunar being the moon, being your emotions, and Virgo is I analyze. Virgo is home, hearth, health, work, service, the day to day, the mundane routines, the micro decisions that lead up to the macro moves in our lives. And I just feel like in some arenas of life, we know it's time to step shit the fuck up ultimately. And so I have a lot of notes. um Hydrate, light it if you need it. Actually, I mean, bring my damn water. So let's create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon total lunar eclipse that we are having. Now, this is a time to analyze your current behaviors and feelings around, first and foremost, your health and wellness. 2:22 on the clock. It's time to get masterful about your shit. It's 2025. Why are you eating cereal? Why are you drinking cow's milk? Why are you eating so many processed foods? I'm sorry. I'm coming at you like the Virgo is gonna come at you. Like it's like, what are we doing? You know better. Why are you eating ho-hos and chips? Like what's going on? We know that that shit isn't food. It's not actual food. Why can't you go on a walk? Why aren't we moving our body as often as we need to? It's time to understand we've got to give our body the nutritional input it needs so it can give us the energetic output that we're asking of it. Somebody's like, oh my God, I'm so, like, a lot of us are just like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm saying us, even though I don't participate in a lot of that shit. I'm saying us because if it's not you, it's me. If it's not me, it's you. And we're all in this together. But like, you get 6 hours of sleep, you drink fucking coffee like it's water, you are irregular in your bowel movements, and you're tired and you think you need a mental health day. Make it make sense. You're just not taking care of yourself. And a lot of science has just come out recently to say that women specifically, I will say vulva bearing bodies, need specifically 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night to avoid hormonal disruption. And so we need more sleep than we're getting. We need actual food that is alive. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, why are you still cooking your food with canola oil? That's like engine cleaner. Like they put that shit in cars. It's like, let's not play ourselves. Why are you still using vegetable oil? What? There's too much science. There's too much data. There's too much data out. We're now living in the age of information. There is so much information out there. Quit fucking playing. but I like this and it tastes good and I want to, it makes me feel better. It's comforting. I'm so fucking what? So what? Do you want to honor this vessel? You trying to live or nah? Are you trying to be old and rickety? You trying to, like, don't you know if you take care of your body now, it will take care of you later? Winter workouts make summer bodies. And honestly, I'm not with the shit of all this. Like, oh, I'm about to get myself in trouble. I can hear my best friend Kevin in the back of my head vetoing this statement I'm about to make. I know there's a lot of moves, a lot of people are trying to like go towards like body positivity and all this stuff, but I don't give a fuck about that. Are you healthy? Are you healthy? You can love your body at 300 pounds, absolutely. But are you fucking healthy? Can you walk around the block? Can you play with your kids? Can you play with your nieces and nephews? Do you have the energy to do everything that you need to do? Are you fucking healthy or not? You can love your body in whatever skin it's in, whatever shape it's in, but like, why don't you love being healthy? That's I'm gonna just leave that there. Cancel what you want to. I don't give a fuck. You know I'm right, and I hope I hurt someone's feelings. Are you healthy? Put the donut down. Are we? We're just gonna ignore like. Okay. Number 2. It is time to analyze our current behaviors and feelings around organization and productivity. I'm talking to myself big time on this one. I feel like I got the health and wellness thing down, and I'm improving every day. And I'm improving every day in general. We all are doing our best. I don't know about that, but we all know we need to be improving every day. But you know what needs to get organized in your life. You know the way to productivity. And if you don't, you are living in the literal age of information. Google it. If you have a question, ask fucking ChatGPT. Like at this point, I don't care. Like there are no excuses anymore. That's the thing. There are just no excuses anymore. And I feel like that's what this full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo is really going to show you. Like we've been bullshitting. And it's time to get our shit all the way together. Because there is so much access to your particular brand of success and wealth and progression and recognition. Are you talking yourself out of wanting those things? Are you telling yourself you don't need those things? Are you talking yourself out of needs? Are you talking yourself out of adulting? Are you surrounded by people who don't adult, so it just like it's okay for you not to because you're just surrounded by people who are okay with mediocrity? I hope I sound like the asshole that I know that I am. I hope I do. And I hope that this jolts the fuck out of a lot of us because I'd rather you get it from me than life kick you in the dick with this. I'd rather you take heed and be mad at me for a little bit. Thank me later. But I'd rather that than life hand your ass to you and you wish someone had told you sooner or you wish someone had pointed it out. You know what needs to get organized and you know what you need to do to get closer and closer to productivity. Do your actions match your ambitions? I would get that shit tattooed on my chest. Do your actions match your ambitions? I say it as every time I go into the bathroom, I see that little sticky note and I say it out loud. I do everything I intend to do because I am somebody that has ADHD. I be squirreling like a I'm a whole fucking nut. I'm telling you. And if I can get this, if I can achieve this, if I can like get to the point where I have like governed my own time, this is all y'all. I hope y'all know this is all I do. I'm a full-time tarot reader and astrologist. This pays my bills. I don't do anything else. Mashallah. Like, alhamdulillah. Like, I mean, for just inshallah too, just to add that in there, like, thank God. But if my Aries squirrel minded ass can achieve this, you have no fucking excuse. Do your actions match your ambitions? And I think some of us need to step our ambition game up. We're spending so much time that fucking Trump and Elon Musk are winning. That's because those motherfuckers are organized and productive as fuck. They don't give a, they're not watching the news. They don't care about what's going on in celebrity culture. They're not falling down the rabbit hole on tarot land. They have like literal insane levels of focus. Lex Luthor had like insane levels of ambition and focus, you know? So if we're so mad about like the evil ones fucking winning, don't you gotta, there's balance to this shit, y'all. We gotta observe, like, okay, like they are displaying attributes and qualities that have gotten them to a certain level. So if we're trying to get to that level, if we're trying to shift the paradigm, there are certain behaviors that we have to display as well. I swear a lot of these woo-woo bitches got you thinking that you're just going to like the Amazon lady is going to just deliver your life's dreams to your front door because you sat and you dreamt about it and you visualized it. Quit fucking playing. Quit playing. There's order to this shit. And I think so much of us are caught up trying to get in the 5D and access. The mission is the 3D right now. We are in the third dimension right now. We are in a 3-dimensional realm. And we got to get masterful in this bitch before we can even think about the 4th or the 5th. So please don't get caught up with the fucking white girl shaman on YouTube or TikTok. Please stop. Stop with the shits. Virgo exists for a reason. The energy of Virgo, it's the 3D day-to-day mundane things. You have to do certain shit on a everyday basis to get you, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to get upstairs, you have to take one stair at a time to get to elevate, you know? There are steps that are required. And I think that the big struggle is us needing to analyze our current behaviors and feelings around our purpose and being of service. I think a lot of people think that what's my purpose, and I haven't accomplished my purpose because I haven't built 100 schools in Africa. It's like your purpose is to figure out who the fuck you are and what your particular brand of service is so that you can provide that to the collective. And every single one of us has a different particular brand of service. We all have our own little flavors and seasoning and spices, you know? And I feel like it's very easy to fall into being a cog in the wheel and then just getting upset because you don't feel purposeful or fulfilled. Stop watching Netflix. Turn the fucking TV off. Turn the music off. Don't go out tonight, and sit in your fucking house in silence and feel yourself. Listen to yourself. Connect to yourself. Figure out what's going on so that you can hear. You need to be familiarizing yourself with the sound and sensation of your spirit so you can hear what it's telling you. And then you can bob and weave and make moves accordingly. You know? No one else is supposed to be telling you what your purpose is. I don't care how psychic somebody is. I don't care how amazing of a reader or a seer or a seeker that they are. That is between you and the God of your understanding. That is between you and the divine. And I would hate the idea of anybody being robbed of that sensation of like, oh, this is what I'm here to do. Oh my God. This is why I'm here. That doesn't happen when you're out in the bar. That doesn't happen when you're surrounded by people who just want to party and bullshit. That doesn't necessarily even happen on like ayahuasca or on mushrooms. It shouldn't. We need to be clear so that we can hear what the universe is trying to show us. You have a purpose. You have a reason for being here. And you have the opportunity to live a very purposeful life. It just requires discipline and stillness and silence so that you can observe and analyze and then implement said applicable action. There are just certain habits and behaviors that you know gotta go. You already know what they are. Quit playing. You have a purpose and there is a service inside of you. And you know what? Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. I believe that. But I do feel like everybody has the opportunity to live, to experience a fulfilling life, to have a purpose-driven life. And let's say your particular brand of service is just customer service. But like if you hate sports and you're, like providing customer service in a sports arena, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like get yourself in the position so that you can at least get closer and closer to happiness and fulfillment by way of observing like what it is that you like, what lights you up. And for those of you who are like, I don't know what I like, you need silence. You need to be with yourself consistently and get in receptive mode and ask for it to be revealed to you. Even if you're just talking to yourself, even if you're just talking to your higher self, you need to ask. Get still, get quiet, because it'll be revealed. I promise. Or you can holler at me and we can have a session and get you closer. But I don't even want to do that. I think it's important for you to learn how to do this yourself. Anyway, this full moon total lunar eclipse that we're having is happening on March 14th at 2:54 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:54 a.m. Mountain Time, and 5:54 a.m. Pacific. And it's happening at 23 degrees Virgo. And you know I'm going to hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. And we are going for the 23rd degree of Virgo. Me. Okay, Elias Lonsdale's description of the 23rd degree of Virgo is giant cacti blooming in the desert. Sorry, I live in high altitude desert, so and I love cacti, so it's Yes, I feel like I am a giant cacti blooming in the desert. Okay. Knowing beyond knowing what is real and what counts. Knowing beyond knowing what is real and what counts. Commonsensical, good and true, containing so much knowledge and wisdom that you bear the record of all that is worthwhile in human evolution. Fascinating and extraordinary insights, realizations, and observations. An independent way of seeing. Integrity and conviction. Sterling and impressive. A perfect grasp of essentials. Dedicated to holding faithful to the earth and her ways. Dedicated to holding faithful to the earth and her ways. I think so much of what we're doing is going against the ways of nature, going against like a lot of. I'm not even going to start that. Let's not go down there. Anyway, dedicated to holding faithful to the earth and her ways. You have an almost abrasive style of sticking to your guns and making it clear what is correct and furthering and what is not. God damn. That's what I'm saying. And that's probably why I'm in this energy, because I be getting in the energy before I hit play. You have an almost, this is the energy of this. This is the degree this is happening at. You have an almost abrasive style of sticking to your guns and making it clear what is correct and furthering and what is not. For example, let's say summer's coming up and you want to feel comfortable in a bikini come May. Why are you eating cheeseburgers? Why are you finishing off every meal with something sweet? Why are you not moving your body? Why are we so comfortable in our dysfunction? And I feel like this full moon is going to point that out, making it clear what is correct and furthering and what is not. Because if it's not correct and furthering, I don't want it. I love myself that enough. And I love myself that much. I love progress that much. And I'm not saying you need to be like me. I'm just saying some of us are going further and some of us are not. And you got to determine which side of the team you want to be on. Okay. Tremendous mentality demanding self command to harness and make effective and helpful. Willing to do the work, always prepared. Bruh. This full moon is about to get us all the way together. If you want to read this yourself, you can just Google Inside Degree. I need to stop saying Google. You can just look up Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. All of this whole book is online, and you can just go, you can select every degree. Just click 23 degrees and you'll see that. Okay, but I also want you to know that the sun, Saturn, and the North Node are opposing, loosely opposing, not even really loosely opposing this full moon. The sun, what you know about yourself to be true. The sun which reveals, the sun that illuminates. Saturn, time, karma, discipline, structure. Saturn ensures that if you do the hard work, there will be a reward, there will be a payoff. And then the North Node is like what you're supposed to be doing here, your destiny, why you're here, what you're here to do. All of this shit is opposing this eclipse. And I feel like there are emotional obstacles that have been in the way from us actualizing our potential. No mas. So see what Spirit has to say about this. Oh, that's what I wrote. Okay. So the sun, this will oppose and impact your current level of self-awareness. Big aha moments. When it comes to Saturn, your current relationship to structure and time management and karma needs a big reevaluation. I'm going to say that again. Your current relationship to structure, time management, and your karma needs a big reevaluation. And then with the North Node, because our current habits are delaying our destiny points, we have big decisions to make. The thing about, I believe personally, there is a difference between fate and destiny. Destiny involves a choice. Fate is like shit we have no control over. It's going to happen either way. But I feel like our fate brings us to destiny points. And there are these points in our lives where we get to make a decision. And our habits, our mindsets, the level of shadow work we've done, our current level of self-awareness will absolutely impact our destiny points. It'll absolutely impact our choices. And so we have big decisions to make. And this lunar eclipse is like, let's clear out all this gunk that's keeping them from making the right decision this time. Source, what do you have to say? Please help me shut the fuck up. In regards to this full moon, total lunar eclipse in Virgo happening on March 14th, 2025. What are the messages that you have to say? Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. What are the messages that you have to say? The messages you need us to hear. What did I fucking say? What did I fucking say? Shit is getting real. Shit is getting real, and we have to like start from the bottom so we know what to do with this when it comes in. There is not even started from the bottom, now we're here. It's like there is like a leveling of our current, like the way that we manage our time, the way that I'm even talking to myself, not yelling at y'all. I'm really yelling at myself. I promise I am. Shit is getting real. There's so many new opportunities coming in. This is the initial stages of new habits, new hobbies that need to be formed, new behaviors that need to be formed. Because you have fucking dreams. You have a vision. And competence breeds confidence. Confidence comes from competence. When you get dutiful and methodical and consistent and diligent in whatever it is that you do, you become competent in that thing. And that's what the divine is trying to get us to do, is to get competent so we can get confident about our ability to experience the vision that we have for our lives. What does making it look like, baby? What is your particular brand of making it? Because there's so much that you want to do, and there's so much to start. There's so much that you want to do, and you don't know where to start because we haven't tended to the pain and the disappointment and the heartbreak that's still like lingering in our souls. And this is a lunar eclipse. It has to do with your feelings, all the confusion, all the pain, the wisdom that we need to extract from these wounds. Baby, we have to be in this shadow. We have to be in this darker play. We have to access our darker emotions. We have to get clear about why we can't look at this. Some of us are drinking too much. Some of us are smoking too much. Some of us are just so like hell-bent on wallowing in the pain and the misery and the why me, the woe is me kind of energy. And that's what this full moon is coming for. The full moon is coming for this. I could do this, I could do that, I should do this, or I could do that. The confusion of it all, the daydream of it all. It's like, it's time to narrow these cups the fuck down. And we won't experience so much heartbreak, so much personal disappointment in ourselves when we get clear and make spiritual decisions, not logical decisions, about which of these cups need to be put in which order. It's like, it's time to assign a hierarchy to your dreams and aspirations. Like, okay, like I said earlier, I'm a full-time tarot reader and astrologist, right? But there's a part of me that wants to become a barber so fucking bad. There is a part of me that just knows I would thrive in that. But that's a whole different career path. You know, it's a whole different thing. Like, that doesn't even make sense for me to try to do. I know that I want to be a full-time content creator, but I'm still, you know, doing personal readings. I'm still like, you know, I'm doing all the things that I need to do in order to get where I need to get. But there's just something there around, like, what is the focus? If you could, like, if there was just that one fucking thing that you could be masterful at, because don't play yourself trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Where we're going in this world, it will require people who are masterful in their service. What do you want to be masterful at? You know? Virgos, when they're on their shit, they are fucking chef's kiss, fucking masterful in it. You know, like, you ever met a Virgo that's like operating in their purpose? Ooh, it's a sight to see. It's inspirational. Like, look at Beyonce. That bitch is masterful. You know? And I just feel like it's like all she did was sing. All she did was train. Yeah, and every now and again she popped in a movie here and there or whatever. But the ability to do all the other cups, to sip out of the other cups, was because she focused on one. So what is the one thing that you want to be masterful at? And it probably scares the shit out of you to like dare to like be that thing and go for it. That's how you know. And when you decide to do it, I promise God will give you, the universe source will give you the battery pack of energy that you need. The doors will open. The fucking choirs will sing. There will be so much satisfactory self-made energy that you will celebrate. You will be celebrated. I also just heard the above is of the below and the below is of the above. And I just need you to know, slow and steady wins the race. But we got to get out of this energy and get into this energy. But in order to get out of this energy and into this energy, we got to get here. You can't get to the 10. You can't get to the 8. You can't get to the 10 from the 8 without the 9. You know? So a lot of us are just like, la, 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 la. Yeah, I want to be comfortable. I just want to make money and go to sleep and go have fun with my friends. But you know that there's more tugging at you. Oh, that just made me hear Bjork's More to Life Than This. That's since I was 12, that was my favorite song. Go listen to More to Life Than This by Bjork. Bjork. But one thing I do know, you got to crawl before you walk, and it will take courage. And as soon as you step into that courage, bam, the pace picks up. Y'all, but you got to start at the Page of Pentacles first before you can even fuck around and think about Empress energy. You know, you got to start at the Page before you get to the Knight. You got to get to the Knight before you can get to the Queen. You got to get to the Queen before you get to the King. And you got to get to the king before you can get to the emperor or the empress. It starts with the Page of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Methodical, diligence, practical. Left foot, fucking right foot. Left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. Brick by Boring Fucking Brick. Shout out to Haley Hennessy Williams from Paramore. Go listen to More to Life Than This by Bjork and Brick by Brick by Paramore. Okay, so for this full moon lunar eclipse, we want to do our part. What do we need to release? What needs to be released? Because this is a full moon, and full moons are periods of release. Ooh, Jesus. The Empress came out. Your current level of self-worth. Your current, a lot of, okay, what needs to be released is like a lot of us are just comfortable in our shitty situations. A lot of us are just comfortable in our shitty habits. A lot of us are just comfortable doing the bare minimum. I hate that I have so many Drake quotes in me and I'm like low-key ashamed nowadays. But there is a line that he says, I'm trying to do better than good enough. Me personally, I'm not comfortable with the King of Pentacles. I require the fucking Empress because it is my birthright. And so I'm going to do my part. And I hope you feel that way about whatever it is that you want to do. The Empress is your birthright. It is your destiny. And so what needs to be released is we got to quit trying to do God's job and do our job. Because let's say you want to be a singer. Your job, are you taking lessons? Are you writing music? Are you learning an accompanying instrument? Are you putting your music out there? Are you gigging? Are you, advertising yourself? Whether you get famous and what people think about your music, outside of your jurisdiction, that's the divine's job. You just focus on what's in your lane. So we know it needs to be released. For some of us, okay, and it's Empress, this has to do with health and wellness too. So some of us need to really reevaluate our current relationship to health and wellness. The foods that you eat, how much time you're spending in nature. I also feel like there are some of us who are greedy, who are just out for the money, not out for, it's like you just want the financial freedom. You don't give a fuck if it feels purposeful. You don't give a fuck about the way it contributes to society. You don't care about, and that may not be you. I highly doubt it if you're watching me, but you may be surrounded by people who are just greedy and stingy and capitalistic, and all they care about is the aesthetic or how things look, or the amount of money. They want somebody 6'5" in finance. Meanwhile, it's always the bitches who are like, never mind. Y'all, I'm growing up. And it's funny, the Empress is Taurus and Taurus rules the throat, right? And so I feel like what needs to be released are also some of the shitty things that we confess, that we say out loud about ourselves. Words or spells, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Some of us talk shit about ourselves out loud. Some of us like joke, have all these self-deprecating jokes. We often joke ourselves into situations that we don't want to be in. Quit saying such shitty things, even in jest, just like hee hee ha ha. No, stop saying out loud things that you wouldn't want to happen to you. Stop talking about it. Stop joking about it. All right, what needs to be analyzed? our greatest and highest good. Ooh. The world. Are you in the world or are you of the world? What needs to be analyzed is the current cycle that you're in. What does completion look like? What does completion mean to you? What does protection mean to you? What are you fixated on? What are you too rigid about? Some of you need to analyze this relationship that you have with an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Taurus. Some of you need to evaluate your relationship to motherhood because both of these are pregnancy cards, or to parenthood. I promise you that baby isn't going to save your marriage. I promise you that baby isn't going to make you feel complete or make you feel whole as a person. I've talked to fucking thousands of women. I promise you, it's not going to make you feel whole. If anything, it's just going to, a child will just mirror and slam in your fucking face all of your flaws, all of your untended to shadow work will be reflected to you in your child. Don't try to bring a baby into some situation that you wouldn't want to be in. I had this conversation with this fucking Leo woman the other day. I had a session, not a conversation. I had a session with this Leo woman who was essentially talking to a stranger about if she should stay in her marriage or not, and then had the audacity to talk about she didn't like. I asked if, because I was like, gone ahead and I was about to say, you need to make your exit strategy. And I was like, do y'all have kids? And I asked that because I was gauging like how deep are the attachments in this marriage. And she was like, no, but that's another thing. I'm about to be 40 and this is like my last time to have a kid. And I was like, do you want to have kids? And she was like, I don't know. And I said, so that's a no. You are contemplating. You are so lacking in self awareness and you are so fucking selfish that you would bring a child into a situation where you would bring a child into a marriage that you are trying to leave, that you are already low key emotionally stepping out, not low key, you are high key emotionally stepping out of the unsatisfactory marriage that you are in. But because somebody somewhere said that you're approaching 40 and it's going to be a geriatric pregnancy and that like your window is closing, your clock ain't even ticking because you don't even know if you want a kid. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Y'all, I need therapy. I need therapy from giving y'all so many fucking people therapy. I I actually, yeah. I need somebody to talk to about um cuz baby, how fucking selfish is that? How lacking in awareness. And that's what terrifies me about the state of our species right now, is the lack of awareness. Don't get fucking played, y'all. Analyze the cycle that you're in so you can get to the next one and feel completion in it. The last question I want to ask is, how is God about to show up for us? How is the universe about to show up for us? Because a lunar eclipse, it's ooh, okay. When I was a child, I did childish things, but now that I am an adult, I put away childish things. The divine God's about to wipe away a lot of heaviness from the past. Those unresolved issues with those lovers, the childhood trauma and fear that you've been scared to touch. It's like if you approach it, if you do it, if you look at it, if you analyze it, it can be uprooted out of you and you'll be free. You'll start a whole new cycle. And an appropriate life pace will be set where you can progress forward. Oh, and you see the sun, the most positive card in the deck. You get to heal your inner child. The divine will show up by giving us an emotional clean slate. Will show up by creating this outpouring of emotions, in regard an outpouring of creativity, an outpouring of pain. And like you can like it's almost like this emotional and spiritual antibacterial flush that I feel like is happening. And we get to offload the baggage and reset and determine what is essential, analyze what is essential, and allow ourselves to be guided by the divine and be filled with so much faith that we're willing to step off this cliff and have full fucking faith and knowledge that the earth will rise to meet our feet. That's the level of Delulu faith that new moon in Pisces was trying to give us. And this full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo is going to pave the path. Baby, are you ready? I love you. I hope so. Let's get our shit together so that we don't get our asses handed to us by the divine. There's stuff that we can do on our own, so let's get busy doing it. Don't be a groupie. Keep it motherfucking moving, and do your actions match your ambitions. I love you. You got this.